Look at my arms flex.
Oh, you're flexing?
A little bit.
I don't think I can do that.
Arms.
I was watching I found something popped up on my Facebook watch.
That's like solid muscle.
You know how you just get like sidetracked?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, it was a wrestling video from Japan, and it was like so surprising. And it was this big, hairy, like early 90s looking dude with wrestling shorts on, and he's wrestling this Japanese dude, and the Japanese dude goes to take him out by like reaching down and grabbing his sack and trying to squeeze really hard, and then the guy's like, ha 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 ha, oh, and he flexes, and then the guy, the Japanese dude's like, oh, my arm, like fakes getting hurt, and then the guy's sitting there going, and he does it more and more, and then the Japanese guy finally
he flipped him over with wiener power.
Yeah, with wiener power.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
I've been trying to lift a paint can with mine to train to be able to do that. Yeah,
I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I'd be able to reach a paint can.
You got to put it on a table.
Problems. Are we live? Oh no. Oh, we are. Okay.
Whoops.
Well, whatever. Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I gotta go to the track after this, and pick the pipe up and get on the tractor and move some dirt around.
Yeah.
For tomorrow. Because guess what's Saturday?
The Summer Series.
Summer Series round 2.
Oh yeah.
Just like that, round 2 is upon us, and then we don't have another round till July 30th. So it'll be almost 2 months, but then we got the INS race too.
Yeah.
So, hey everybody, this is Alex Sturgeon with the Hobbytown Hobbyplex, and with me in person,
Will Brinton.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay! I don't know if I sound lethargic today, because I cannot believe how tired I got just from riding a scooter over here.
Yeah, I am. I think it's just being in the
It was
sun.
like warm. I think I got sunburnt and just hot. Driving from, basically I live outside of the city of Omaha, Northwest, and we rode all the way down to basically the start of the city.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're close enough you could say that.
Yeah.
So that was fun though.
Yeah, I do it again.
Yeah. Well, we gotta ride back home.
Oh yeah, so I have to do it again.
Yeah, you gotta do it again. He's got a little 2-stroke Zuma.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
That was fun.
It was pretty loud.
Yeah, I can hear you. I could hear your bike.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't hear mine though. Mine's really quiet. But it's fun. Did you know that my wife is buying a Navi?
That's what I heard.
It's going to be next week.
Yeah.
So
what, she's getting brown?
She's getting a brown one.
Smart.
It's kind of a light brown color, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she said that she wants to ride with Emerson and I. I have a feeling that Emerson will probably confiscate that and ride with me at some point. I don't know if she'll let him, though, because you do have to have keys. So I've been hiding the keys to mine because I don't want my kid on my bike. Like, my bike's bought and paid for. I don't want it messed up. He can buy his own bike.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
Will, did you scooter here from Lincoln?
No, I brought mine in my pickup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I trucked it here.
That'd be a long ways. Margie did that when she got hers, though. Mm-hmm. She had to ride it from Lincoln to here.
Yeah, I was telling somebody about that the other day, actually.
Oof. I couldn't do that with mine. Mine doesn't get fast enough.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of pissed off people behind me. So I'd take Highway 6 here, but I still wouldn't be able to go fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
It'd have been brutal.
Yeah, you'd have to find like a car to draft the entire time.
Yeah. And just hope everything goes downhill.
Mm-hmm. Hold on to their bumper.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, this is the Hobbytown Hobbyplex show. The Hobbyplex show podcast, officially.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't even know what I'm saying. It's like my brain is fried.
Yeah.
This show is brought to you by Pivot Lending Group. You can find them at pivotlending.com. Mention our show. And to either Don Zoller or Aiden Olson's dad. And you can get yourself 0.125 off your interest rate or a $500 lender credit towards the mortgage for a new house or maybe a refinance. I actually talked to David on Sunday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Sunday? Or was it Friday? It doesn't really matter. But I was like, did you listen to our last podcast? And he was like, no. And I'm like, oh, that's probably a good thing. Because I told people that the rates are going to start to suck and you really need to hurry up. So I didn't want to like ruin our sponsor.
Yeah.
But it's the truth. So you don't have much time before things start.
Yeah, get that interest rate locked in and
do that. Don't they have a program where you can like lock in a certain
Lock and shop.
Lock and shop. There you go.
Yeah.
See?
And I edited out all that.
Yeah.
In the
did you?
in the recording version.
Great.
Perfect.
That's wonderful. See, I can always rely on Richard for having our back whenever we say something stupid.
Yeah.
Speaking of stupid, before we get to some stuff in the RC world, so Will and I, again, we rode down here in our scooter in a little scooter gang, and we went to the old market. And the old market's kind of a hopping place in Omaha, especially on Memorial Day. And we happened to stumble upon how would you describe him?
A strung out fellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And naked.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's a good way to describe
jean
him.
Shorts that did not fit.
Yeah.
And if you caught him in certain instances, you would catch a lot more than just the buttocks.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he's walking around, following people around, and showing them what he's working with.
Yeah. And then he started doing the whole Randy Marsh thing. Like there was like couples walking by and they were holding hands. Like he did it like 2 or 3 of them. I was watching from the booth we were in, and he would say something to him, and then he put his hands up and be like, I thought this was America.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought this was America. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So the people next to us actually called the cops from inside the bar and on the guy, and then the cops finally came and they cuffed him, and then they just sat there.
Yeah.
That was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like they didn't take him anywhere. They just sat there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, at least the guy was off the streets for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The old market in Omaha is a very unique blend. I was saying this before we started before we got on the air, was that I mean, I used to go to the old market when I was a kid, just out of high school. That was like the hangout place. Mm-hmm. But you would also have you understood that you were going to be there. There was going to be the high school graduates basically, and then there was going to be all these like runaway kids in the same area. And so it was always kind of a weird deal. Like they had their own little corner and we all had our own little corner. And then we just watch all the 20-something-year-olds going to the bars and stumbling around drunk and everything like that until like, 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. But then just now, I've been down there for a while. It's just a very unique blend. There was homeless people. There was like 20-something-year-olds. There wasn't very many hipsters at all. I was expecting a whole bunch of hipsters, but there wasn't. And then there was like a whole bunch of old, like clearly wealthy people walking around. I don't know.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. There's a lot of different people there.
Yeah. Is that what Lincoln has an old market kind of, right?
We have a Haymarket.
Haymarket. Yeah.
It's nowhere near as old.
Yeah.
But it's all right.
I've been down there a few times at night, but it's more college kids because the University of Nebraska is right there.
Yeah, it's a college town.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
It is a college town. We probably won't get to any comments tonight because I don't have my laptop because we rode my scooter down here. My phone was dead. So, sorry. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Yeah.
Anyways, I want to talk about some stuff. This is going to be a very quick show because it is Memorial Day.
Yeah.
And there was a little bit of racing this weekend. I was out of town. We went to my niece's graduation party. It's kind of one of those weekends, Memorial Day nowadays. Remember when we used to have the J Concepts race this weekend?
Yeah, the 8-scale one.
And that race always struggled for turnout. And I think it struggled for turnout for the same reason why I was gone this weekend, is that it was Memorial Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost one of those things where like you would hope that you guys are doing other stuff. You know? Like,
oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, RC racing's great, and it's pretty awesome that we get to race every single week. But sometimes it's nice having one of those weekends off.
Yeah, if there's a 3-day holiday weekend, I'd rather kind of do something else. Personally. But that's what I did do. I could have gone to a race or two.
Yeah.
This weekend, and I didn't.
Yep. I'm set up for complete devastation in my life during May because Lauren just graduated.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, and Tanner was last year. That's another nephew of mine. And then after that is, in a couple of years, will be Emerson. And then right after Emerson is Vanessa. And then a couple of years down the road is Vinley. Those are all the cousins.
Wow.
That all get to graduate, and they're all. And the thing is like you got to go to theirs so that they hope that you come to yours.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Anyways, that being said, Hobby Haven had almost 140 entries for the return of the Hobby Haven shootout.
Yeah, it wasn't the last year, 2014 or 15, something like that.
Yeah. 15? Maybe it was 15. 14 or 15.
Something like that.
Yeah, it had been a while, and they moved the date. It used to be Labor Day weekend, and now it's Memorial Day weekend. I got to say, I stopped by there Friday as I was driving to Cedar Rapids, and the track looked wonderful.
Yeah. It looked good in the photos I saw. It kind of made me want to be there, honestly.
Dude, honestly, I was like kind of butthurt that I wouldn't have been able to go regardless. Initially, I wasn't going to go because I had saved my day off time for a possible crawling event in Colorado in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And so I probably couldn't have gone. If that was going on, I wouldn't have been able to go because I only get, it's pretty hard for me to get days off in general. And then we saw that it was Lauren's graduation party. I'm like, well, can't go. So I couldn't go this year. But I'll probably try to go next year if they have it on the same date.
Yeah, I'd consider going.
Because it doesn't really interfere with anything.
No.
Like our summer series is always usually the second weekend in May.
Mm-hmm.
And the next one's usually the first or second weekend in June. So it's kind of perfect timing for me.
Yeah.
So, but the track looked great. I think Mac built it. Mac and Rico.
Yeah.
Is that right?
They either built it or designed it. I
Yeah.
can't remember which, but they definitely had a good hand in it.
But it looked really good. Like I said, I stopped by there Friday. It had rained, and so they were still trying to get the track kind of cleaned up, and they used peat moss. I saw.
Yeah.
And I made mention of that. I'm like, okay, listen, because the last time it rained at a Hobby Haven race, actually 2 years in a row, they used lime.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a big fan of putting lime on anything because it changes the track.
Yeah. No, it made the year that they did the lime, it was like trying to drive on a polished concrete floor.
Yeah. It was tough.
Yeah.
It was really tough. So for me, when we were doing the outdoor track, we had Tractor Supply right down the street, so it was pretty much wood chips or like pine shavings. If you could get the real thin pine shaving stuff, that worked the best.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did see one year I went to a race. Gosh, was it the Horizons Shootout in Tilton?
Mm-hmm.
And they used peat moss. And I remember seeing that going, oh my gosh, that stuff works wonderful. It's just kind of expensive. That's the only drawback.
Yeah.
But it made the track look great. It soaked it all the wet up. And then also it doesn't change the track. It blends in really well.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll find later too that as it gets mixed into the dirt, it'll make the dirt better.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
It'll probably hold moisture a little bit better and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, the only year I've been to the Hobby Haven shootout and it didn't rain was 2012.
Yeah. It was just super duper hot that year. I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, I think they're going to, if they don't do it now, I know that, I think they race at Hobby Haven on Wednesdays and then maybe Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you saw it, but I got one of those Losi 1/16 scale Jerix, mini Jerix 2s.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kicking myself that I didn't bring it, although I wouldn't have been allowed on the track anyways. But Hobby Haven would be a perfect place to race those.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like the track's not overly big. It's not small, but it's like the perfect, it's almost a little big for 1/16 scale, but but that would be an amazing track to race at, or at least get some video.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a JRX 2 also on Friday. I finally got one, and I just got to build it. Not build it, but I got to put the 5 link back on it. But I want to get a video. I'm gonna actually get this car running, guys, and I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna make a video of the 16 scale and the 10 scale one running with each other. And I know that's been done already. I'm always late to the party on these things, but just due to my time, basically. But I think I'm gonna make a trip out there to run on the track, because I think that'll be the I need an outdoor track to really do that on. We don't have anything like that around here.
Right.
So, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be really neat. I wish Associated make a RC10.
Dude, if Associated
or something.
Oh my god! If Associated made if they made their own 1/16 scale, like B6 point whatever. First off, the racing scene that we're finding right now, because we're getting 30 entries a night on Tuesdays, close to it. Even in the summertime, it's actually doing pretty good. And boy, if they brought one out, I mean, my gosh, and followed the same sort of lead as the Losi car, where it's just a shrunk down version of that car. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh,
it'd be really neat.
And isn't somebody hand making gold tubs out there, like 3D printing the parts and hand making the chassis or something?
I thought
like
it was 24th scale ones.
Oh yeah, you're right. I think you are right.
Yeah,
but
there
still,
were little ones.
That'd be a cool car to get.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Anyways, so so that's pretty cool. So more on this 1/16 scale car real quick. I'm probably gonna get all 3 of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Collect the whole set.
Yeah.
Are they just different colors?
The JRX Pro box art.
Oh yeah.
Is yeah, that's the one. Like for me, that was my first real RC. Like I had a Tamiya Falcon before that, but the JRX Pro was my first race car. And so, and what's crazy is I had the original box for a long time. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what I did with it. And so, just seeing that box art again, dude, it gave me member berry chills, like really bad.
Yeah.
So I am looking forward to getting that. And then, I'll probably get all 3 though. I'll probably open one and play with one and keep the other 2 sealed up, I think, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's what I'd do.
Just so I can display them. Yeah. So let's see here. So they had they had a 40 plus mod buggy, and David Fast was your TQ.
Nice.
But Mac Vanderbeek ended up taking the win. But you kind of had some familiar names. I mean, guys that we all know. Mac, David Fast, Mike Sanders, Chili, finished 4th.
Nice.
Really good finish. David Peebler was 5th. Lee Conley Jr. was there in 6th. Jeff Thorson, Eric Norris, Kurt Benson, Mark Schmidt. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Looks like Fasty led like 5 laps. I think we'll see all the video will be on Iowa RC Tracks stuff. I saw that he was already uploading.
Oh yeah. Hopefully somebody videotaped his race for him or videoed his race for him.
Yeah. Yep. Fuller.
Yeah.
Mason was there.
Mm-hmm.
He raced 2-wheel drive mod, and I was trying to look and see what car he was running. So if any of you guys are in the chat, we do have the chat up on Will's phone. Tell me, it looked like an Associated to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Huh. But it could have been a Losi car. But the body didn't look like the Losi body. Mm-hmm. Like the Losi J Concepts body that was on it didn't quite look like it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not saying he wouldn't have the hot bodies there, 2-wheel drive, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that would have been cool if he did have it.
It would have been ultra cool, but I think it was an Associated. Nope. They're saying Losi. Never mind.
No.
It looked like from the vid. I only saw one picture of the podium or whatever, and it wasn't very close up to the car. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense that it's Losi because he used to be sponsored by Losi. So, anyways, but he did take the win. So TQ and win in 2-wheel drive mod.
That's pretty cool
on the outdoor track, and he got he got an extra lap over the field.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Alex Vanderbeek was second. Drew Ruben King third. Owen Vanderbeek was fourth. Dustin Hosick went. Finished fifth. Peevler was sixth. David Fast, James Ham, Luke Baker, and then there's two names in here that don't have any laps. So I'm not really sure what happened there.
Bummer.
But, so there's 2 people were in 10th, so I don't know what that means. So yeah, interesting. They had a stock buggy. Looks like they had a full main. Oh, they had a C main, down to a C main of stock buggy. 13.5 4-wheel drive. Ruben King got the win in that one. Chad.
Nice.
Yeah. Ian Morey was there. I know he TQ'd. How about Carter Larson? We haven't seen Carter in forever.
I know. They've been racing go-karts.
Oh, okay. Finished third. Let's go through some more. Stadium truck. Lee Conley Jr. took the win in that one. Looks like there was at least 10. And Chili got second.
In truck?
Yeah, in stadium truck.
Chili loves trucks.
How about short course truck? They had 7 of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's about par for the course. Chili took the win in that one. Eli was racing his short course truck there too. And then, they had a stock slash.
They did.
They did. And I think they went down to, check this out, stock slash C main.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Who won that?
Carson Sanders.
Nice.
Got the bump up. But, dude, so that's what I'm talking about, you guys. Think if everybody that came on a truck race had a slash.
Mm-hmm.
There was 28 people at the last Truck Series race.
Yeah.
We could have had 28 slashes.
Oh, yeah. It would have been like Catalina wine mixer.
Dude.
Would we have run all of them at the same time?
We can run up to 20 because that's how much live time allows you. So, yeah, we could have had 2 heats. If you have 28, you have 2 heats of 19. God, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be super fun. And then I want to give a shout out. This is what I saw. This was really cool. The Nemec went, or at least Roger, and he finished 5th in stock buggy.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's really good. I loaned him some tires. I gave him some green ellipses and my green rehabs.
Really?
Yeah. And I think Mason Fuller was on rehabs. Pretty sure.
Cool.
Is what I read. So, stock slash A main. Where is that thing at? Oh, there it is right there. Let's see who won this. Alex Eklund.
Huh. That's cool.
I think they get a really big weekly stock slash turnout too. So
I hope so.
Yeah, I think that'd be freaking awesome. Mine's ready to go for next time. So
I still need to get one.
yeah, you do. My cousin, or Emerson's cousin Tanner, has a slash.
Mm-hmm.
I got it for him for Christmas like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And we went and picked it up for him on the way back because he's living at Lake Manawa for the summer.
Oh, yeah?
He's training to be a DNR agent.
DNR?
Yeah, Department of Natural Resources.
Oh, okay.
So he's the guy that gives you tickets for not having your fishing license on you.
Oh, is that like fisheries and wildlife?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Neat. Those guys carry more weight than like a state trooper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
Have more authority, I guess. That's probably the thing to say.
Authority.
Oh, nah.
Authority. We had a pretty good weekend, all things considered. So we had, I know we had 30-something on Friday night because I was paying attention. I was like, if I'm not there, I'm keeping track of it. And, however, I think that the date didn't get changed in the computer. So I think Friday night's mains got overwritten.
Oh, okay.
So that kind of sucks because we can't talk about Friday. But I know they had 30. They actually had more on Friday than they did on Saturday. And I know that there was a full heat of Puck Spec again. So again, that's all I care about. As long as we keep getting plexers there, new plexers. But Saturday's a quick and easy day. Looked like there was five heats altogether. 2 heats of stock buggy, a 13.5 race, a mini truggy, and Plex Spec. And so, Just real quick, we'll go over the race results early so we can talk about other stuff. 13.5 4-wheel drive A main had Trevor Moss with the win. Connor Herrick was there. I think Connor Herrick came up for a real race at is it Greenwood?
Yeah,
I-80?
I-80.
Yeah, I think he came up for that. So then he came up to race here since he had the time. Andrew Thomas was third. TJ Williams, Jake Conrad, Chris Haida, and Connor Housh looks like he might have been out early. Plex Spec had Alex Eichler with another win.
Nice.
Nice job, Alex Eichler. Richard Weldon was second. Chris Haida, Chloe Dorsch, that's TJ's sister, and then Steve Eichler was fifth. But that's great. Good confidence boost there coming into the next Summer Series race for Alex. That's really good. Mini Truggy had Andrew. Well, let's see. They probably combined. Yeah, they did. So looks like Andrew Thomas finished first, probably in 13.5 Stadium Truck, because they probably put two of them together. And then it shows Caleb Singh with 16 at 6:18. And then it shows Phil Palmer third. And then Logan Prismanis had a fourth. Jake Conrad, Connor Housh, and Cody Haida. But I don't know. I don't know what happened here. My guess is they got all put together to save for corner marshals and stuff. And then Stock Buggy had Riley Filbert with a win. TJ had a TQ in second. Corey Tannehill, Diego Quintana from the 9th spot, which I up to 4th. Trevor Moss, Andrew Thomas, Phil Palmer, Connor Housh, Connor Herrick, Brian Damewood was there. And then Alex Eichler looks like he busted out of that one. So, all in all, not too bad. And then let me check here because it says Friday the 21st. Yeah, look at this. 37 entries, 28 people. This was actually Friday. Oh, you can see completed May 27th. So, actually had more mains on Friday than they did on Saturday.
Wow.
Ethan Rustemeyer with the win in Plexspec. Timmy Adkins, Leyland Peterson, Leyland Peterson, Chloe Dorsch, Levi Weaver, Isaac Rustemeyer, Steve Eichler, Gage Musil, Jen Atkins. That's a big 10-car main for Plexspec. Oh, that was the B main. Man, I'm all over the place. Okay, how about Isabella McMullen taking the win on Friday night? It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Chris Haida, second. Josh Godal, third. Ben Dinger, one of our Patreon members there, fourth. Nick Rustemeyer, fifth. Ryan Atkins, Richard Weldon, Andrew Rash, and Alex Eichler. Looks like he didn't run. He probably had to go home as late as those guys run. And then 13.5 and on Friday night had TJ Williams up front, John Haas, Aiden Olson, Josh McMullen, Connor Housh, Chris Haida, Greg Million. And then Riley Filbert with another expert buggy win with TJ second, John Haas third, Logan Prismanis fourth, McMullen fifth, and Greg Million sixth. So there you go. That's a very quick Memorial Day weekend rundown since neither of us were there. So should have got Logan on here.
Yeah, to have him go over race results.
Yeah, exactly. Make him do it. Yeah, that's good stuff. A lot of stuff going on. Memorial Day weekend, you had the Hobby Even race. Looks like a few of our guys went there, which is good. I prefer you guys to race locally, but it doesn't hurt to every once in a while go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And
especially Hobby Haven.
Yeah. Yep.
It's something different enough, you know?
Yeah. And it's kind of a throwback. You don't really have, you don't see tracks like outdoor 10 scale that often.
Yeah.
You know, at least ones that are leveraged towards a 10 scale.
Right.
And there's outdoor tracks, but it's pretty hard to run 10 scale on them.
Yeah, they're usually all 8 scale.
Mm-hmm. Got a question here I can go ahead and answer. Nuthouse wants to know, will the Plex have pre-orders on the Losi? Yeah, you can do it anytime you want. We have 48 of them on back order.
Woo!
I ordered 24 of the original box art, and then I ordered 12 of the Junior 2, and then 12 of the Pro SE, not Pro SE, Jerix Pro. So 48 in total for this first batch. So hopefully you guys all come in and buy them. Otherwise, I'm gonna look like an idiot.
Yeah.
I just thought my thought about that is that full disclosure, I saw that this was coming out back in February. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like we're going to sell a shit ton of these things because there's enough people my age that'll see this. And part of them will go, oh man, it's not a 10 scale, but they'll still have to have it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I ordered heavy on them.
Yeah.
Because I think they are going to sell very well. I think
they will.
I think what's really cool about it is that it's because it's a different scale, it's new.
Yeah.
It's not just a repop. It's new. It's an actual new car.
Mm-hmm.
It just happens to be a detail for detail replica, just in a smaller scale.
Right.
So I don't know. I foresee them being very good sellers. And like I said, I think what'll happen is the same thing that I'm planning on doing. I plan on getting all three.
Mm-hmm.
I want all three of them.
Yeah.
You know, and I won't even open a couple of them, probably. So hopefully we don't run out either. That would suck.
Yeah.
Like I didn't order enough.
I think you did.
Like this one time that I go heavy, like super heavy on something, and I don't order enough of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, hopefully that doesn't happen. So yes, please come in and pre-order them if you want to. That way you make sure that you get one. Otherwise, you know, we can always put them on hold for you too. It's not a big deal. But it's a pretty exciting week for RC car stuff in general, just because of that release. So, did you watch my video?
Which one?
Oh, the one on the low C car?
No.
Oh, you should.
I will.
I'm giddy. I'm like a little giddy schoolgirl.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it when our other video goes
I'm like
live.
Nancy Pelosi, like rubbing her hands together, like, oh, oh yes, yes, more taxes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, I'll probably watch it when the other video goes up.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I have to send the one I have back.
Do you really?
I think so.
Ugh.
I'm supposed to be getting a new one.
Oh.
Like one like brand new out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
And that one will be mine.
Did the one they sent you was probably like a sample or something?
Yeah, it was a sample. It had been used quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
Which is cool, actually. Like I said in the video, you flip it over. It's exactly how my car looked.
Mm-hmm.
Even the scratches on the bottom gave me little member berry chills.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So. Could there be a possibility for a class on it on Tuesdays in the future? Yeah. I mean, I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure if you guys want to run a vintage class with that car, I think
vintage 16
yeah,
scale.
I'm sure. I will have no problem with that at all. That'd be great. I don't know. I don't know how well it's going to do
On carpet?
on carpet. High traction.
Mm.
I don't know. We'll see. It's the purist in me says, ugh. Why? Like, let's go out to like a ball field or something and drive it around there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a purist in me going, it's not made for carpet. But like I said, if you guys want to race them, I will race mine as well, stock.
Yeah.
No changes allowed in that one either. We'll treat it like the stock/class. So all we got to do is have 3.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've raced on a Tuesday night before with like 2 4-wheel drives, so I don't see why we don't do it with the vintage car.
Oh, that makes sense.
So, yeah, it's going to be really good. Okay. So we already went through results. We talked about Hobby Haven. I want to talk about the J Concepts race.
Mm-hmm.
So as you guys know, we are full, and that means that for the moment, anybody that wants to enter is going to have to get put on a waiting list. You're going to have to wait. I have been getting some cancellations, so it has kind of worked out. I already had a waiting list started, And when I sent out this mass email last week saying, hey, you guys got to get paid, and please don't delete. The worst thing about running these races is when you use RC sign up and the race fills up, and then you are trying to manage and anticipate the turnout. So now you're starting to get trophies and everything, which I've already started. You're starting to worry about, okay, where's everybody going to sit? How are we going to do the pits? Are we going to have assigned seating, which we probably will do that again. But the worst thing ever is when somebody goes on there and they delete their entry without telling anybody. Because what will happen is if you can't make it and you don't let me know and you just go into RC sign up and you delete your entry, well, if it goes underneath the 300 entries, RC sign up opens up again. And then somebody can sign up and jump the wait list basically. So don't do that.
Yeah.
Please. If you can't make it, and I said this in that email I sent out, if you're registered and you can't make it, please just let me know. You got to do it by either messenger or you can email through RC sign up. It doesn't really matter. So I've already had a couple of those. So I took the wait list and I put everybody in, and we're still slightly under the maximum amount of pits we have, but we're over 300 entries, and my cutoff was 300. So right now I'm keeping it closed.
Yeah.
I bet you this always happens at big races that we have. When they're filled up like this, I bet you there'll probably be at least 10 more cancellations at least.
Yeah, probably.
Either people that never actually intended to come, and so when the time comes to pay, they're just like, yeah, I'll just leave it. He'll take care of it, and I'll delete him. So I have made heats already, seating heats. It's actually on Live RC right now, so you can go look at where you might be at. That's not a final heat sheet, but I did that because I wanted to see how many heats there probably will be, and I wanted to make it so nobody was running back to back, of course, for at least the seating round. But then also it gives me ability to go in there now into live time, and I can look at the timeline, so I can estimate how long everything's going to take. So according to Live RC or Live Time, seating is going to take 3 hours. So 32 heats at 3 minutes apiece. It should take. So if we start at 6, we'll be done about 9.
It's not bad.
9:30, somewhere in there. But it's not going to be like adrenaline, unfortunately, where we're getting done early and getting to go home or get to the hotel if we need to and get some extra sleep or go out to eat when we want to. Unfortunately, it's going to be one of those big races where it really tests your stamina almost, because we're looking at 15 hours of racing on Saturday.
Yeah.
And that's starting at 9 o'clock. So it's going to be a big one. You know what's weird is I haven't gotten nervous about it.
It is weird.
I haven't taken my anxiety stuff in a while. Yeah.
Wow.
And I haven't been anxious or nervous about much of anything lately. So I don't know what that means.
Probably nothing.
It's probably a good thing though.
Probably a good thing.
So, that was fast. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. I don't really have a lot to talk about. Is there anything new that came out?
Other than the Losi car? No. Not really. Not really. I'm hoping that any day the DR10M will show up.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Obviously, nothing came in today because it's Memorial Day, so nobody's shipping anything. But I'm hoping any day. I was checking the back room every day last week.
Yeah.
Just being like, did it come? Did it come? Did it come? Because we have them on order from Associated, so we'll be the first delivery when they get out there. And the sucky thing is the drag strip's first race in Missouri Valley is June 6th. So it's this Sunday.
Ooh. Ooh.
So I'll
Oh.
probably have to miss it.
Not if you get it this week.
If I get it this week, yeah, but then I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna have time. Because I have to put the car together, get the body on there, and then I'll, no testing, no nothing.
Yeah, go out there and do race testing.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
But I'll make some of them once we get it to summer. And Emerson's already got his. He still has his low-C drag car. I think he wants to keep running 13.5 with it. So
That'd be all right.
yeah. I'm gonna have to buy one of those cheater 13.5 motors that are out there though.
Yeah.
Because it's not a roarless 13.5 that they're allowing. They're allowing anything that says 13.5 on it.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'll find the wickedest, fastest outlaw 13.5 motor I can, I guess.
There you go. Biggest, baddest one you got.
You know what they're doing though?
What?
This is interesting. I don't think we ever talked about this in the show.
No.
Is the local rules are going to have 13.5 blinky and or 17.5 boosted in the same class.
Oh, really? That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So I think the process behind it is that the 17.5 boosted gives a new person a chance to play with ESC settings.
I bet the 17.5 boosted's faster.
I bet you it is too.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. That's what I immediately thought. So we'll see how. I'm curious to see how that plays out. And then a couple weeks ago, John Schultz was doing a live stream, and they were talking about the future of drag strip or drag racing and how. And I've talked this before. My worry is that it moves so quickly. We went from running, converted slashes to full out graphite cars now
Mm-hmm.
in the outlaw class. And then this secondary class, this 13.5 and 17.5 class, still allows those cars. So you can have, a breakout car or something like that running against an RTR slash with the right motor setup in it. Well, I mean, honestly, at this point, I think the carbon car, hands down, would be better. But it's really expensive to get into.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, some of the guys are saying that the tub cars are better anyway. So I don't know.
I think they can be in certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you have a really clean strip of concrete or asphalt, though, I think the carbon cars should be better.
Yeah.
So during this stream, they were talking about why don't we have a true spec class where you only allow tub cars and you run just a hobby wing lock timing 13.5 motor.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't they just do that?
Yeah. I'd be more into it if that was the case. I'd race that.
Yeah, because it's slower for sure. It'll be slower for sure, but also the lock timing, then everybody's really is the same.
Mm-hmm.
They got to run blinky ESC, just stock speed controller, just stock motor. I mean, honestly, you're only doing that for 3 seconds, so it's not like you're gonna completely cook that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rules specify that it has to be basically an RTR type car, so like the Slash, the DR10, the low C22.
Mm-hmm.
That needs to happen. Otherwise, all these cars that we have in the store, they're not going to go anywhere.
Right.
Or people are going to start to split off, which is always what happens when you get into this stuff with rules and all that. They get tired of a certain rule set, and the next thing you know, you've got these splinter groups.
Yeah.
Of drag race. It's what happened with crawling.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden in Omaha, we had like 4 different crawler groups, and none of them for a little while got along.
No, really.
It's a little different now, but I mean, that's kind of what happened there. And then it just dies off because people don't want to deal with the drama.
Yeah.
So, but I think that needs to happen for sure. I don't think it's been looked at locally yet, but if I was doing a drag strip type thing, I would try to make for sure that these ready to run cars aren't left out.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, that's how people get into it, and some people, maybe that's how they stay with it, is to have something like that,
Yeah. Yep. Speaking of drag racing, I don't want to I don't like bum everybody out, but I think the Super Chips thing in Tulsa ended early.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Unfortunately, a racer down there, and it's not our place to say his name or anything like that, but he must have had a heart attack or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was towards the end of the event, and so they just didn't finish the event.
Yeah.
That's classy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
When I read that, I was like, oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's the right thing to do for them.
Yeah. So I don't know anything else much about it. I'm sure maybe some of you guys do in the chat, but we'll get to that here in a minute. But that went down this weekend, and we probably would have talked about that, if not knowing what happened.
Mm-hmm.
We might even be talking about how that finished and who got the big win and the big money and all that. But I'm pretty sure that's how they did it. They ended it early. So that happened. And I don't know. We talked about the INS race. I think that's it. I don't want to do any dead air.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't want to either.
You can go through the comments.
Yeah, we can go through the comments. Should we take a pivot break?
Yeah, you want to take a pivot break? We'll come back.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
This is a Pivot Lending Update with David Olson and Don Zoller. Get some.
Hi, this is David Olson with Pivot Lending Group, and today we want to talk about the Lock and Shop program that we brought back to you guys in May. And it's important today because interest rates are on the rise. The Fed is determined that they are going to potentially raise interest rates at least 2 to 3 times this coming year. And within the dynamics of our industry, we have some quantitative easing that's going to be pulled back. So currently, the Treasury has conservatorship over Fannie Mae, and they are purchasing in the mortgage world, mortgage-backed securities at a certain rate, a pretty fast rate. And that purchase program has really helped to create a market for mortgage-backed securities over the last probably decade, and has been one of the big catalysts for driving interest rates down. And it's been announced that not only are they looking to raise interest rates, they're looking to pull back on the purchasing of mortgages, which means that it will be more driven, rates will be driven by the private sector. And inevitably, that means the rate of return that a private investor is going to want over the government right now is going to be substantially higher. In addition to the quantitative easing being restricted or being pulled back, we also have inflation. And so inflation now, decade over decade, we're seeing inflation move out of that transitory conversation and actually hit the kitchen table economics as far as gas, bread, butter. And with inflation comes higher interest rates, higher returns on everything across the financial industry. So between the inflationary environment, the quantitative easing environment, and then the rates in conjunction with the inflation, we're going to be in a different world altogether as far as rates this time next year. So why am I talking about the Shop and Lock program? It allows you to lock in as we see rates moving up dramatically month over month this coming year and even into 2023. You're going to have the ability for $500 to come into our office, complete an application, get pre-approved, and then lock your interest rate, even without finding a home yet. And you'll have 60 days, so 2 months to find a home. Once you find a home, you have 30 days to close on that home. So for $500, we're going to basically give you 90 days to secure that interest rate. We guarantee that we'll close it within 30 days if you can guarantee you can find the home within 60 days. Once we close, or during that closing process, we will give you a lender credit for the $500. We'll take that $500 off of your closing costs so that it doesn't cost you anything out of pocket to lock that interest rate, use that program. If you do not find anything outside of that period, then there's the $500 charge. Now, that being said, some people are going to say, well, in this market, you can't find a house in 60 days. You'll be surprised how many houses what the inventory starts to look like here over the next 12 months. With the rates going up, the purchasing power is going to go down, and you're going to see people that are sliding outside of those debt ratio parameters or just not qualifying within a higher rate environment. And so there are going to be fewer buyers, and that's going to allow you more time to look at the inventory that's out there. So the positive of the higher rate environment and all the things we're talking about, as well as the Shop and Lock program, does benefit the folks out there that have been out of the market and unable to find anything or put cash down to be that cash buyer. So we're excited to see the opportunities will be growing for that sector of the consumer market here in 2022. So Shop and Lock program is fantastic for you guys. Let me know if I can help. Give me a call, 402-881-5951. Shoot me a text. Just make sure that you put your name on there and the best way to reach you, whether it's via text or email. And we'll talk to you guys soon.
David Olson, NMLS 16099. Don Zoller, NMLS 277589. Pivot Lending, NMLS 109995.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
I was looking at the weather radar because we rode our scooters, and even the big storms that look like they were to the east of us are fizzling out, and there's nothing to the west. So we got a clear ride home. I was a little worried that we'd get rained on, but I don't think that's going to happen. So that's good. Nice and easy to get you back to our house. You can get loaded up. And then I got to get to the track. I'm working on the track tonight.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like fun.
I'm probably going to go to bed as soon as I get home.
Dude, I cannot believe how oddly tiring that was.
Yeah. No, it takes a lot out of you.
Yeah.
You know? I think you're more involved when you're riding on a.
Well, I mean, I've rode down here before
Mm-hmm.
and back, but I didn't feel tired like I do now.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just like I did run into the thing where when Emerson and I ride together,
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of times I'm more worried about him.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like stressing out over the fact that he's riding with me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm worried about him getting hit by a car and stuff. So it kind of just like plays with your mind a little bit.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't feel that way about you because you're a more experienced rider than I am, you know. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. I think it was heat. Maybe it was the hottest day I've ridden yet.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
I think it's the heat, buddy.
Okay. Before I get to comments, the Adrenaline RC video that I've been working on for about a month should upload tonight.
Nice.
So all of you guys that are watching right now, there's 21 of you guys. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
There will be, our video should be done. It was at 61% converting when I left, which means that when I get back, it should be done. And then I'm just going to look it over one more time, and then I'll upload it to YouTube. It's 47 minutes long. So
Buckle up, buckaroos.
it's a doozy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pretty happy with it. It just took time. Because I had so much footage to sift through that it was tough. It was tough to figure out which ones to use, which ones not to use, how much of which one to use. You know, I didn't want to put all of every single qualifier in there because then it would have been like 2 hours long.
Right.
And I would have had to split it up into a couple different ones.
Mm-hmm.
Peter said the edibles can make you tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. What else? And then we're going to release the John Talborg, Ken Kalin interviews probably this week. I'm going to ask him to make those public.
Yeah.
So you Patreon guys that got first access to those, we're gonna release those out now to John Q Public, and I'll probably do another press release for that one. But fret not, because I've got more interview ideas. In fact, next week, our Monday that we're not podcasting, I'm driving to my dad's house in Iowa. I'm picking him up. I am bringing him here, and I'm going to interview my dad for a Father's Day special, Patreon only special.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. You should do your dad
Oh,
for
I don't
Father's
know.
Day.
Yeah, maybe.
You could do it remotely, though. You don't have to come all the way up here. I'm sure we could figure out a way to do it remotely.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right.
Yeah.
I told my dad what I wanted to do, and he was like, because
Yeah.
70.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, you want me to do what?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm going to ask you questions. You're going to answer the questions. He's like, well, what if I can't remember the answer to your question? I'm like, well, I'll just move on.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. I was going to get my dad this card for Father's Day. It said, like, Dad, you were like a father to me.
Somebody just put, not really Hank Aaron. What's in the orange can? This is Orange Kickstart. This is my nectar of life. Without this, I turn into a giant butthole and am mean to people.
I'm having a Sprite.
Yeah, and he's having a Sprite.
Mm-hmm. To wash down this delicious wings that we had.
Yeah, Margie
earlier.
got us wings since we had Will up here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to bring up something that I was thinking of Sunday. So I had to drive back from Cedar Rapids Sunday, and I had to work. So we get up at Cedar at like 6 o'clock. I had to go pick Emerson up from his cousin's house, and then we drove straight home. I got home at like 11:10 or something like that. So just enough time to very quickly jump in the shower and then go to work. And while I was at work, we were busy again, as always. And I started thinking, this one guy was like, I think he thought I was speaking down to him, but I wasn't.
Was it the guy we saw in the old market?
No, it wasn't that guy.
No.
It wasn't naked, homeless, smelly guy. It was just a guy. He didn't know the lingo for what he was asking for.
Yeah.
And so I initially got him opinion gear because that's what he said he needed, but it wasn't that. So when I came out, it was one of those deals where you go, okay, well, is this what you need? And he's like, no, that's not that's a sprocket. And I'm like, well, we call it opinion gear.
Well, it is opinion gear technically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not there is no sprocket. Sprocket is what you put a chain on. That's a sprocket.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So anyways, but I wanted to bring up Mark Santa Maria did a video recently where he went over his like worst experiences at a hobby shop, and he didn't mention the actual shop, but he gave 3 instances of how he was badly treated or something like that. And I wanted to, as somebody who works at a hobby shop, I just wanted to once again reiterate that we're not bad dudes behind the counter.
Yeah.
We're in some of the worst positions because a lot of y'all don't know what stuff is called or how to ask for what you want. Or I've always noticed how sometimes I read reviews of other shops and I'm like, there's no way that happened there.
Yeah.
You get the feeling like somebody has a preconceived idea of what the people working at a hobby shop are like, maybe because they had an experience like that at a different place. And then they come in and they think that everybody's like that. And so when they ask for something or they try to describe what they need, which is one of the tools of the trade, when you're in like over the phone, we have to decipher what people want.
Mm-hmm.
It's like trying to break code.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to almost like mansplain it. And then I felt weird. Like I was like, well, I'm trying to explain to you what pieces are what so that you can help me identify what you need.
Mm-hmm.
And it ended up being fine. The guy was cool. I mean, he was a nice dude and all that. But I think at first, like I felt like he thought I was like almost talking down to him because I'm like, well, that's not opinion gear.
Mm-hmm.
I was just telling him straight up.
Yeah.
I wasn't being a dick about it. I was just like, well, that's not opinion gear. That's not what you're asking for.
Yeah.
You know, you need to let me know. And so then I just went and got a car and I said, here, just point. Point where the bad person touched you at.
Yeah.
You know? So this is funny. We're gonna get to comments in a minute. But anyways, so what I would like to say is that at our store especially, we try to say hello to every single person that walks in the door.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we miss one or two, especially when we're really busy.
Yeah.
Like at the start of a day on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take it personal.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Okay. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, like one of the big reasons why you say hi to greet every customer that comes in to your hobby shop is you want to give them the perception that you're like, if somebody's trying to steal something,
Well, that too.
You know
that we're aware.
Yeah, you're in the store and we're watching you, and also, it's more like, hey, we're here to help. You know, like you matter. Thanks for even coming in.
The other day, I was in a conversation with a customer about something, and this guy, and to be honest with you, he was kind of a sketchy guy. He got close to us, and he looked like he wanted to ask for help for something, and I stopped what I was doing with this customer that we were working with. I said, "Hey, man, you need help with anything?" And he kind of gave like a snarky, "Oh, no, I know you don't have time for me. It's fine." And I was like, "Okay, well, just interrupt us if you need some help." He's like, No, you guys are fine. You guys keep chatting." Like I was talking to a friend instead of talking to a customer. I've seen that before too.
Yeah, I've been known to say like, well, I mean, I'm taking time now.
Yeah.
I've gotten that,
Yeah.
Like I've gotten one of those before. It's like, well, I'm trying to help you now.
Yeah.
Like,
sorry. Just ask.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with just asking?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of sitting there smoldering because you think you're not getting helped in time.
It's like, what does somebody like that want? Like, you follow them all over the store? Like,
I know.
Right there. Like,
especially if they're a sketchy person who everybody in our store probably has an eye on.
Mm-hmm. You're
probably already been washed enough. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to once again come across as rude and condescending.
Well, it's like, so somebody like that, there's probably no pleasing him.
No, I know.
Like, we used to have this guy that came into the store, and he'd just get mad about everything. Like, I remember, like, when we had the Blade MCX2s, like those micro, like, little helicopters.
Yeah.
And we just got them, and we were out of, like, we didn't have parts yet. Like, Horizon used to be notorious for that. They'd ship out brand new product and then have any parts for them. And he was like flipping out on me because we didn't have an inner shaft, like the fork part of it.
Yeah. I know which part that is.
Yeah, to hold the fly bar onto the top of it. And finally, Jamie butts in. He's like, "Dude, he's not going to shit one. Like, what do you want him to do? We don't have one."
I have actually used do you want me to pull one out of my butt?
Mm-hmm.
Before to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just so sick of it. I'm like, what do you want me to do? It's on backward at Hobbytown. Do you want me to pull it out of my butt?
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, I remember that conversation had gone to a point that there was no saving it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm just going to say from now on what's on my mind to this person, because obviously we're well past being nice.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that was a long time ago too. Boy, that one happened like 10 years ago.
Yeah, the one I had was way long time ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Another thing that I noticed too, that I did notice from this Sunday is if you're this is for you listeners, if you're ever working in a hobby store, one thing that I've always tried to get, like what I told Emerson and what I tell our new guys, is a lot of these people think that some people think that all we sell is race stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so they'll tell you right away, well, I don't want anything. You show them a granite, for instance. You're like, well, I don't want anything that's high dollar racing stuff. And I gotta nicely explain, no, dude, this, like 90% of our store doesn't race. This is all for fun.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to do that in a way that doesn't insult the customer, I guess.
Right.
I heard that this Sunday, and it reminded me of that too. Like, and a lot of times they have a misconception about how much stuff costs.
Yeah.
So, you'll show them the $269 ready to run RC car, and they're like, man, I don't want anything that's, made for the track.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, actually, this is not made for the track. This is made for that.
Mm-hmm. This is like a higher end toy.
Oh, and Sunday I had this guy too. I hope you're not listening to the show, but anyways, this person said that he had bought a car from us that was clearly not purchased from us.
Mm-hmm.
And he swore up and down that he bought it from us. And I knew from the part I was looking for that there's no way that this was an Amazon special. There was no way it could have came from us.
Yeah.
But I kept it to myself. I was impressed with myself enough to remember it to bring it up on the podcast.
Yeah.
Because the old me, like 10 years ago me, would have just tried to just tell this guy who's convinced that he bought this car from us that he did not buy it from us. But instead of getting into that argument, I just was like, oh, okay, and kept it to myself.
Yeah. That and like the Christmas mall kiosk cars.
Yeah.
That people buy and then they bring them to Hobbytown to try to get parts for them. And you're like, we don't have parts for this. And they're like, well, the guy at the mall said you do.
Yeah.
Well, the guy at the mall lied.
The guy at the mall is wrong. And
Believe it or not, he lied to you.
Yeah, he took your money.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, enough of that. I hope that led somewhere. I had this whole idea of like talking about how not to talk to your hobby store representative.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't really go that way. It just went into just some stuff I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Anyways. Sometimes if you work in a store like ours, I got to imagine like bike stores, gun stores.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, any sort of store where you're dealing with parts and people who either A, think they know what they're talking about, or B, don't absolutely know what they're talking about. It's got to just like wear on you.
Oh yeah.
Where at some point you're just like, Gah! Next person that comes in, I'm just going to tell them straight to their face what I think instead of having some nuance to it, you know?
Yeah.
I would imagine in some stores, like, they can get away with that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe gun stores.
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyways.
I don't think I've ever been in a gun store before.
I've been to Cabela's.
Yeah, I mean, that really doesn't count.
And Shields. You can walk around Shields and like hold guns in your hand.
Yeah.
It's probably not a good idea to be talking about guns right now.
No, we're going to get demonetized.
Yeah, we're going to get demonetized.
One of the last times I was in Shields, I bought like one of their gun cases to put a transmitter in. It was back when I had that M11, and I had it and was walking around with it, and I was we were working our way to the front, and some kid that worked there, or some guy that worked there, he came up. Oh, did you find everything okay? Like, yeah, and sure did. And he takes the gun case and he was like, oh yeah, these are great. Like these gun cases right here. And he opens it to make sure I didn't put anything in it. I was trying to steal it. And I was like, I was like, you can just put it back. like I was getting profiled. And so yeah, I didn't end up getting a gun case for my M11, but yeah, that was fine. I just told him, man, just go while you got it, just put it back. Like, I don't want it. I knew what he was doing.
Yeah. When I worked at the grocery store, we caught a lady that was getting laundry baskets, and she was putting stuff in the laundry baskets.
Oh, and stacking them together or something?
Stacking them together.
Yeah.
And then having each laundry basket, rung up or whatever, but not actually ever taken out of the cart. And so there was a layer of stuff for like 3 layers or something like that. And she kept doing it. Like they think that she had done that multiple times. So that's, and then the bottom of the basket stuff too.
Yeah.
People put stuff down there hoping that you don't catch it when you're a checker.
Yeah.
So anyways. All right, comments. Let's get through the comments so we can go. We got it right back.
Okay.
John Haas says, Will in the house.
I am in the house. Thank you.
Which lets me say house like that. Florky's on here. Evening, guys. Mark S. Hello. Caden Bairding's here. Mark Schmidt says they built, Mac and Rico both built and designed it, and the Pete Mouse worked awesome. Renault says they sprayed molasses yesterday at his local outdoor track.
Ooh, I bet that was good.
I bet that was good. That's the same thing as sugaring, right?
I think so.
I can't imagine that's going to smell the best in a few days.
Yeah.
That's why we don't do that,
Mm-hmm.
because you use sugar, and in a few days it is rancid.
Mm-hmm.
What's that stuff that they put on, like in the Philippines?
Oil.
It's oil, right?
I think it's oil. Yeah, they don't have any kind of regulations.
I was going to say, wouldn't
there.
that be highly illegal here?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Just dump used motor oil on the ground. I don't know if that's what it is, but I believe it's oil.
Yeah. Heidbreder and Mark Schmidt are in agreement that Mason Fuller was still running a low C two-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm.
John Haas says the DNR guys will get you if you don't pull your bolt plug now for zebra muscles. We already talked about the 1/16 pre-orders. John Haas says Friday was fun. Logan did a great job. Logan's in charge of Friday nights. He's been running that really well. It's nice to be able to rely on someone when I need to go away. Like in 3 weeks. Oh, should have talked about that. In 3 weeks, I'm going to Wichita for their shootout race. And I don't have the flyer in front of me because I don't have my phone in front of me. But it's Emory Park RC.
Mm-hmm.
So any of you Nitro guys that are local, let's go to that. Let's try to have an Omaha presence because those guys have been coming up here for so long.
Yeah.
So I'm running that race. I'm being hired to be the announcer, so I won't be here that weekend either. We talked about that. Jacob Heidbreder did remind us, because I forgot, the new Hot Bodies 2-wheel-drive car was announced.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And
did the price change?
Yeah, so it was full retail at $1,249, but I looked it up on A-Main. We could pre-order it right now from A-Main, and I think it's going to be a $700 car. Still, $700 for a two-wheel drive.
That's a lot.
Is a lot.
Hopefully it comes with a lot of extra stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like everything to run carpet or dirt with it. And no.
It's carpet car.
It's carpet only?
Mm-hmm. It's designed to be on carpet.
Oh, wow.
Is what I read.
Interesting.
So,
I
don't know.
What size are the shocks on it?
Ooh, I don't know. But here's the thing. See, I'd be tempted because it's two-wheel drive, so I can run what I want, but not for that price.
Yeah. It's like double or a little under double of what a low seer associated
basically, my carpet car is going to be a V6.4 carpet version.
Yeah.
So, I'm not bagging on the car. I'm sure it'll be great, but the price is for me. The real talk is that the price is a little off-putting.
Yeah.
In general, it just doesn't match the market.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know if like it's more of a limited run or the material they're making it out of costs so much more money. But
yeah,
I mean that's the thing. The more cars you can sell, the cheaper it's going to be.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
If they didn't project selling a bunch, you know, if they projected selling half as much as everybody else, it's going to cost double.
Yeah.
So you'll probably have like some fanboys with them, you know, like that'll be the guys.
Or sponsor drivers.
Yeah, or sponsor drivers. But that's what, yeah.
The new HB D2 Evo has droop screws on a two-wheel drive.
Yeah. I kind of wondered when we get to that point.
I mean, I cut the droop stuff off of my Techno.
Yeah.
Four-wheel drive.
For carpet or
for everything.
Yeah.
I just buzzed them right. I buzzed the little tabs right off the chassis because I got sick and tired of all the dirt getting shoved up in front of them. And you can adjust the droop with your stroke.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised that they haven't done it to where the droop screw is actually on the carrier or like on the spindle to where it runs into the arm there. Because then you could limit droop that way without having to, you know.
Interesting. Never thought about that.
Mm-hmm. And then you wouldn't have the tabs or the set screw in the arm and all that stuff. It's kind of hard to get to.
Cody Mosier retracted his thing. He was, oh no, there we go. Renault said the edibles can make you tired. And, you know, I better not say that. I had a plan, and I didn't even follow through with the plan.
Oh.
When we went to Adrenaline.
Mm-hmm.
Cody Mosher says, I know it was a couple weeks ago, but running Mod Truck at the Truck Series was a blast. Wish more people would jump into it. I agree. I was all ready to put a mod motor in Emerson's truck, and then I realized as I was getting it ready to do so that he only had a just stock speed controller in his truck. And I was like, oh, can't do that. So
Yeah.
It would have to take me changing out the speed controller, and I have no ambition.
I'd probably just run mine 13.5 in mod.
True. That's basically what we did.
Yeah.
We pushed everybody together to make 2 heats, and then we scored everybody separately. So, mod truck is pretty fun though. I miss it. I've won quite a few races in mod truck back in the day. That used to be my jam.
Yeah, mine too.
Actually, mod truck was the first regional. No, it wasn't. I made the A main and stock truck, and then the following year, 97, 98, I finished 4th in mod truck both of those years.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the first time the first vehicle I ever raced mod in was definitely mod truck.
Mm-hmm.
That was at Rob Connor's track at Winter Circle.
Nice.
Yeah, that was fun. What else do we got? Not really. Hank Aaron says, "What's in the orange can?" It's my only drink that I drink. Kickstart, which are back in stock in Omaha. So all of you guys can stop by and be Kickstart now, please. I feel really bad. Although I will say, it was a huge help through the tough 2 months that Omaha did not have any Kickstarts, because I could have gone crazy, but I'm also really fat, so maybe I should stop drinking them altogether. But then I just turn into a butthole.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a butthole. He says, I drink Jim Beam all day, half a bottle, painting a touring car body.
Who said that?
Not really Hank Aaron. I mean, honestly, if I didn't have anything to do today, and if I didn't have him coming up, that sounds like something that I might even try to do.
Mm-hmm.
Be kind of fun. Peter says, wives hate hobby shops. Peter, tell us how the hobby shop has hurt your wallet. John Haas says, if you have an issue at the Plex, it's probably you. Staff is great. That being said, his wheels are late. I feel really bad about that. He special ordered some wheels. They should have been here by now, but they're going to be here in like 2 or 3 days. They are coming. I definitely made sure about that because I was getting kind of worried. I'm like, where are they? They got ordered from A-Main, and A-Main takes a week. So, not really. Hank Aaron's favorite gun is a Ruger SP-101. 2 X-ray screws, $19. That's true. That's probably true. Emerson wants to know how the ride was.
It was good.
Yeah, ride was great. We gave him a little tour of inner city, middle Omaha.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun. Slinging Lead says, sugaring a track. That's what I need. Murder hornets distracting me from wrecking. That's pretty funny. Jackson Anderson says hello from Texas. Texas.
Don't mess with Texas.
Don't mess with Texas. Peter Renault just dropped a $10 Canadian holiday pay.
Oh, it's like $40.
Yeah, it's and then holiday pay ? So
Richard put me down for $10.
And that's now that he just did that now. So that's it. That's what we got for comments. And I knew it would be a quick show today because not a whole lot to talk about. But I don't know. Is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
Get those 1/16th Mini JRX2 pre-orders in if you want one for sure at the Hobbyplex. Like I said, we're getting 48 of them, hopefully. I mean, sometimes we get allotted, so you never know.
Mm-hmm.
You might not get all of them.
Yeah.
But if you definitely want one, for sure, do that. That'll help out a lot. Make sure that if you're not paid up for the INS race, you've got till June 20th. June 20th. That is the big cutoff date.
And if you're not coming, don't delete your name.
Yeah, please don't. Please. And if you're not going to come, please don't delete your name. Just let me know by email so I can do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I can take care of it. Oh, here's a good one. Toe in the Trigger. How's the backyard crawler course coming along? Actually, it's coming along fine. I have track work to do at the dirt track tonight and tomorrow. And then I have next Sunday off. and I'm planning on taking a trip to this place near us called The Rock. It's called The Rock Place, and they sell rock. And I'm going to grab some more lava rock. And then once I get that, I should be able to actually get, quote unquote, done with my crawling course.
Because you're never actually done.
You're never actually done. But I need to do this one little thing, and then I'm going to make like an actual video over it. It's been in the works for a good year. So
yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah, should be really fun. So, all right, that's it. That's all I got. We got to go home before it gets dark. So
yeah, home, nice, good. Yeah. Home.
Well, my home, and then he gets to drive an hour to his home.
Now you got to do my home.
Make sure that you check out Pivot Lending Group. They are our sponsor of this show. You can find them at pivotlending.com. Mention this show to Don Zoller or Aiden Olson's dad.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get a $500 lender credit or 0.125 off your interest rate.
That's the deal, folks.
That's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, no show next week because it's the first Monday of the month, but we'll be back after that to talk about the summer series and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going to go.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.